Hello, I'm Joe Scrabbles from IGN UK.
And I'm Esar Kirbe from IGN Japan.
And we've both had a little look at the freshly westernised version of Dragon Quest XI. Now, I think I'm a fairly typical Westerner in that I don't know a great deal about the Dragon Quest series. Thankfully, Ezra's a long-time fan and even reviewed the Japanese version of the game when it came out last year, which is why we thought it would be useful to preview various facets of the westernised game from two different angles. He'll bring the expert opinions, while I'll be looking at it from the perspective of someone who's never touched a Dragon Quest game before. Right, let's jump in.
A vast, beautiful world full of mystery awaits. Yet, Dragon Quest XI is not an open world game. The key philosophy behind its creation lies in establishing a world ideal to tell a compelling story, resulting in a more linear exploration process. This linearity has allowed Square Enix to carefully design each corner of the game and pack it with carefully prepared secrets. You will traverse through a diverse set of towns as well, each inhabited with the quirky villagers that we have come to expect from the series.
While I do understand the reasoning behind Dragon Quest XI's funneled world design, it does make the prospect of discovering it feel a little less special. The illusion of freedom is rarely as good as the real thing. That said, on first glance, the game's world is delightful, and there's no doubt that design is a part of that. Where truly open games can find it difficult to manage how you discover something beautiful, your eye is being very clearly directed here, leading to some amazing vistas. And if that wow factor can keep hitting across 60 hours of story, I can forgive the game for showing me what it wants to, when it wants to.
While Dragon Quest XI's battle system is still turn-based, turns are now divided between individual characters rather than the entire party. This has a subtle impact on how you make decisions. For example, what to do when a character is low on HP during the turn of an attack-focused character. The biggest achievement of Dragon Quest XI's battle system is the skill panel. Here, you use skill points to learn new abilities or increase stats, but the skills that characters have access to are cleverly intertwined with the progress of the story. A character may forget certain skills when facing a trauma, but will retrieve them after overcoming it. This makes your party relatable not just when watching cutscenes, but even during random battles.
Turn-based battle systems live and die on how they can keep you interested when nothing's going on. Even my tiny look at Dragon Quest XI has me convinced that I won't be getting bored of a more strategic approach. Party members' lists of abilities seem to be genuinely enormous in the latter stages of the game, and that switch to turns for individual party members should only add to the extra tactical thinking required, although I'm genuinely surprised that that's a new addition at all.
The most obvious change for the Western version of Dragon Quest XI is the implementation of voiced dialogue. British voice actors that match the atmosphere and carefully localized puns come with lip synchronization redone especially for the Western version.
Damn it, they found us.
What makes me most jealous as a player of the Japanese version is the addition of a first-person mode, which didn't make the cut in Japan due to rating issues. While you can't walk around in first person, you can view Dragon Quest XI's breathtaking world from a first-person angle at any time, which will function as an amazing tool to take screenshots.
If I needed any proof that the English language translation was being handled with care, the fact that an ability called whack upgrades to an ability called thwack did set my heart at ease. That said, with British voice acting, it would be nice if, for once, a West Country accent didn't signify bumpkin, and I couldn't guess all the evil characters as soon as they appear because they sound like Prince Harry.
And cast him into the furthest corner of the dungeon.
Much of what we were shown as a change for the West also amounts to what I'd call making a nicer game. Menus have been made prettier and more easily navigable, and the first-person mode just lets you look at exactly what you want to.
Dragon Quest XI's story is fun and exciting from the get-go. Modern elements like real-time escape sequences are seamlessly blended with series staples such as the ability to talk to party members at any time. Within the first 10 hours, you will meet new friends, learn about your past, and experience heavy plot twists and tear-jerking scenes. And that's only the beginning of this epic adventure. It took me around 60 hours to finish the main game, but the story goes on long after the credits roll. Dragon Quest XI is packed with homages to the series' history, and the story is heavily connected to the original trilogy. You won't feel like you're being left out even if you've never played a Dragon Quest game before, but if you have, the connections it shows to other iterations create a significant amount of additional depth.
From what I've been shown, this game's about a willowy farm boy being told he's the reincarnation of an ancient hero, sallying forth to inform his country's king, only to be double-crossed when it's revealed that the king thinks the existence of a hero will instead bring about a war. It's told without fuss and with a level of cheerfulness that borders on chilling, but it's also not entirely original as a story setup. But what I've seen is also the very beginning of the game. Series creator Yuji Horii repeatedly told me that his favourite Dragon Quest games are the ones that reflect something about real life, love, family and the like. So perhaps it's once party member relationships begin forming that I'll have something to latch onto.
Just like Dragon Quest VIII did on the PlayStation 2, Dragon Quest XI uses modern technology, Unreal Engine 4 this time around, to faithfully envision Akira Toriyama's iconic character designs. From quirky villagers to the often cute monsters, each character you encounter feels like box art from the 80s or 90s coming to life. The game is full of scenic locales ranging from lush green forests to waterfalls and snowy mountains, and the colorful sprawling towns make Dragon Quest XI all the more joyful to walk around in.
I might not know much about Dragon Quest, but I do know Akira Toriyama's art when I see it, and Square Enix has come close to pulling off the same trick as another Toriyama-based project. Arc System Works' Dragon Ball FIGHTERZ turned what could be 2D anime art into a vibrant, black-outlined living cartoon, and Dragon Quest XI isn't far from the same magical effect. Purely cartoonish characters and monsters interacting with a semi-realistic world takes a little getting used to, but the effect can be incredible, particularly when a wonderfully overblown lighting system ties it all together.
In my review for IGN Japan, I called Dragon Quest XI a NES game developed for current gen. It might not be for everyone, but the courage it takes to make a classic-style JRPG when modern games like The Witcher 3 dominate the store shelves should not be underestimated. As a fan, it makes me proud that Dragon Quest never succumbed to an identity crisis like so many other Japanese games have.
While other Japanese games like Zelda or Final Fantasy XV have modernized recently by adapting Western trends, Dragon Quest XI feels to me like a game that's using modern tools to add to what it's always been. This is decidedly a JRPG, and I feel both positive and negative about that, but it feels a bigger and more beautiful one than ever. I look forward to learning more, or, learning anything at all.